In late January 1959, a group of 9 young hikers, led by 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov, set out on an ambitious expedition to traverse the Ural Mountains in Russia. They were experienced ski hikers from the Ural Polytechnical Institute, familiar with the harsh conditions they would face. The ultimate goal was to reach Otorten, a mountain whose name ominously translates to "Don't go there" in the local Mansi language. However, they never completed their journey. On January 31st, the group made camp at the base of a mountain called Kholat Syakhl, known as the Mountain of the Dead by indigenous people. Weather conditions worsened, with strong winds and heavy snow. They set up their tent on the slope, an odd choice given that a forested area nearby would have provided better shelter. From that point on, no further communication came from the group. When the group didn't return as scheduled, concerned relatives called for a search party. On February 26, 1959, searchers found the hikers' tent on the slopes of Kholat Syakhl, which translates to "Mountain of the Dead." The tent was half buried in snow, but what they discovered raised more questions than answers. The tent had been slashed open from the inside, suggesting that the hikers had fled in a panic. The group's belongings, including shoes and coats, were still inside, abandoned. Following the tent, searchers found the bodies of the first 5 hikers scattered in various locations. Some were nearly a mile away from the camp, lying barefoot and dressed only in their undergarments. It appeared as though they had fled the tent in a desperate attempt to escape something, what, no one could explain. As searchers located the bodies of the hikers over the following weeks, the situation became even more confounding. Some bodies were found near the remains of a fire, while others were scattered farther away from the tent. Some hikers were confirmed to have died of hypothermia, likely after fleeing the tent into the freezing conditions without proper clothing. Several hikers suffered inexplicable internal injuries. These included crushed ribs and fractured skulls, injuries so severe that investigators compared the force to that of a car crash. Yet, strangely, there were no external wounds to match the internal trauma. One hiker's body was found with missing soft tissues, including the tongue and eyes. However, no clear explanation has been offered for how or why these injuries occurred. Adding to the mystery, traces of radiation were found on some of the hikers' clothing, though the levels were not high enough to be considered lethal. These odd injuries and the circumstances surrounding their deaths have fueled numerous theories, ranging from natural disasters to government cover-ups and even paranormal encounters. Theories explored over the years. Avalanche. One of the leading theories is that the group was caught in a sudden avalanche, forcing them to flee their tent in a panic. However, no significant evidence of an avalanche was found, and the injuries didn't fully align with what would be expected from avalanche victims. Military involvement. Given the time period, at the height of the Cold War, some have speculated that the hikers stumbled upon a secret Soviet military experiment or weapons test. The presence of radiation on their clothing has often been cited as evidence of this, though no conclusive proof has ever surfaced. Infrasound. Some scientists have proposed that a rare weather phenomenon known as a Kármán vortex street could have generated infrasound waves, sound waves below the range of human hearing. This could have caused feelings of intense panic or disorientation, leading the hikers to flee their tent without fully understanding why. Paranormal or alien encounters. Given the bizarre nature of the injuries and the missing body parts, some have suggested more supernatural explanations. Some witnesses reported seeing strange lights in the sky in the area around the time of the hikers' deaths, leading to speculation about alien involvement. Mansi tribe attack. Another theory involves a possible attack by the local Mansi tribe. However, the lack of defensive wounds or any evidence of struggle makes this theory unlikely. The official investigation closed in 1959, ruling the cause of death as an unknown compelling force, leaving the case shrouded in mystery. Over the decades, countless books, documentaries, and articles have attempted to solve the mystery, yet no definitive answers have emerged. In 2020, Russian authorities reopened the Dyatlov Pass case, attempting to address lingering questions. Their investigation primarily focused on the avalanche theory, and they concluded that a slab avalanche was the most likely explanation. According to this theory, a block of heavy snow might have collapsed onto the tent, causing the hikers to flee in panic. In 2021, further investigations attempted to refine this explanation, suggesting that the physical injuries suffered by some of the hikers could have been caused by the force of an avalanche. However, even with this renewed focus, many questions remain unresolved. While the updated findings offer a plausible natural cause for the incident, the lack of external injuries on some of the hikers and the strange behavioral patterns, like leaving the tent barefoot in freezing temperatures, continue to puzzle investigators and theorists alike. Despite the recent efforts to close the case, many believe that the official conclusions fail to account for all the evidence. The Dyatlov Pass incident remains one of the most perplexing unsolved mysteries of the 20th century, and it continues to fuel debate among investigators, scientists, and mystery enthusiasts.